my darling Fumi Nation. How are you? How are we? Ladies and gentlemen, did we not suspect that Jolie boy would be in Africa? Well, he's kind of just left. Breaking news, because I'm in London, so I was just waking up to this. Joey boy, ASHLEE fiancé, Joe McCann, cleared to return to the United States of America after influencer's death. He's been cleared, guys. That's it. That's it. It's done. He's been cleared from Zanzibar, Tanzania, and that is a wrap, as they say. Why? Because that was where the incident happened. Whatever happens in the United States will be what? A civil lawsuit, if that, we don't know. It goes on to say, because when I tell you I was shocked, I really was shocked. Influencer ASHLEE JENAE, fiancé Joe McCann, cleared to return to the USA. ASHLEE JENAE'S fiancé Joe McCann has been given back his passport and will be returning home to the United States following ASHLEE's shocking death earlier last month, TMZ has learned. Joe McCann's lawyer, Edward Andrew Pelzik, tells TMZ authorities in Tanzania returned Joe's American passport to him yesterday after he had remained in Tanzania for nearly a month while cooperating with authorities. Edward clarifies this was not a newly issued passport from the State Department and explains it was Joe's actual passport that he voluntarily handed over to the authorities the day after ASHLEE's death. Tanzanian authorities chose to give it back to Joe on Thursday. Even further, Edward says authorities then authorized and allowed Joe to return to the US, and Joe will arrive sometime soon at an undisclosed location on US soil. Despite online rumors, Joe was never arrested or locked up. Who said that there were rumors that he was arrested? Everybody clarified from every other YouTube channel that I watched, myself included. He was detained. That's what we knew, that he was not arrested. We repeated that repeatedly, that he wasn't arrested and that he was detained, and that in fact he was a witness of sorts and cooperating with the police. Despite online rumors, Joe was never arrested or locked up, and Edward tells us Joe stayed cooperative with the investigators the whole time. Authorities haven't said publicly if Joe has been officially cleared by authorities in the investigation, but clearly Joe's not under intense suspicion if they're letting him leave. Do you remember when I said that once ASHLEE's body had been released, that was sort of kind of it? Because in a sense, you have the witness and the culprit. The witness is the body. The witness is whatever you find on that body. They released the body and sent it back home to her family. Everything else kind of falls apart. You know when you have a dress and you have a snag, and once you pull it, the whole thing falls apart, because that thread is what's holding everything in place. And the second you pull it, that's it. ASHLEE is the witness. ASHLEE's body is the witness. That's the autopsy. Those are the results. Those are whatever burn marks she might have on her neck. We don't know. We never saw. We never got the autopsy. The family never got the autopsy. Joe McCann proposed to ASHLEE. And so once she accepted, as we saw, he officially became the fiancé. And that most probably is good enough for some folk. Let me continue. Earlier on, local reports claimed cops initially believed Ashley died by suicide and haven't publicly changed that position. Though Ashley's family has said they find her death suspicious. Ashley's family told us they hadn't heard from Joe since their daughter's death, but we're told Joe was left unread by Ashley's mother. If you or someone you know is struggling or in crisis, help is available. Call or text 988 or chat 988lifeline.org. Can you imagine what the family is going through? We've been assuming since this story broke, because things just did not add up. It just didn't add up. On top of which, the way Joe was behaving didn't add up either. But what we know as fact is that Ashley is no longer here. So the parents have to wake up every day, every single day, with a black hole in their heart because their child is not here. And where that is something that is incomprehensible to any parent, can you imagine? Can you imagine when you don't really know what happened? I said it yesterday. It's not that she was sick. It's not that she had terminal cancer. It's not as if she fell and hit her head somewhere or she was in an accident. She got dressed, she packed her bags, and most probably would have said, I'll see you when I get back. Because that's what we do. I'll see you when I get back. I'm going so and so. When I get back, okay, I'll sort that out. When I get back. She never came back. She went with a fiancé of whom the parents have said that he spoke to them and they knew that the engagement would be going on and they're so happy for her. And it's a month. How time flies. How time flies. It's the 9th. Most probably this was the time that Ashley had passed away. She had left the resort. She had gone to urgent care. And then on the 10th, she had gone to a hospital. It really is 30 days. And you know what's very unforgiving? The bills clock every 30 days. It doesn't care what you're going through. You've got to pay the bills. They might have a GoFundMe. Let's push that aside. They are not functioning. They are in autopilot. And there are all kinds of things, said about them, this, that, and the third. But their daughter, that's it. That's it. Whatever autopsy results they get in the United States has no bearing on Joe. It didn't happen here. The resort did not want Ashley's body to be verified DOA in the resort, because that would be a crime scene, and they're trying to rent out that room that day. How about that? That day itself, it will go up to say, we've got availability in Villa what? In Villa 25. That's how cold this life is. Let me tell you a little story. I used to live in New York. I lived on 34th Street between 1st and 2nd Avenue. And I lived on a walk-up on the 6th floor. But the caretaker of that building lived on the 2nd floor. He was the nicest person. His name was called Carl. And he would always check up on me and we would laugh and he would tell me about the war. He was very old and a twin. And I had gone to Albany And when I came back, he had passed away. I cried and I wept, and they left the door open and said, take anything, in remembrance of Carl, which I did. The following morning, when I was walking out the flat, they were painting the flat ready to rent. It was a very cold, harsh reality of what life is. Life goes on, moves on. People forget, other things happen. But do you know, this family will still be here. This is where their life has stopped. Where there's a pain that they never knew they could feel. They will always remember when they got the news that their child was no more. We want justice for ASHLEE, and I'll keep on talking about ASHLEE. But we don't know anything. Somebody in the comment section, I think it's fair to say, also said, Fumi, it might not have been Joe. It might have been somebody else in Zanzibar. Or that could she really truly have done this? But look at the wardrobe. Look at the wardrobe of which they're saying that was where she was found. And if she wasn't found there, it was the back of the door. It doesn't add up. And now Joe would have arrived in the United States anytime from now at an undisclosed vicinity on American soil. Change his look, change his name, go to a different state. What do we know? It's sad. It is very, very, very sad. But here we are. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, hit the notification button, and I'll see you I'll see you sooner than later. Hello, my darling Fumi Nation. How are you? How are we, baby? Yes, yes, yes. We have new t-shirts, my darlings. We have our Powerpuff Superwoman. It had to be her. It could not be anybody else. As you very well know, she is the first and front and center of every episode, and she represents us. She represents all of us. She represents our strength. She represents our fabulosity. She represents eating our salads and minding our business. And baby, what is delayed is not denied. We have come out with the baby blue, and when you turn around, we have what is delayed is not denied. We did longer sleeves this time around for our girlies. For those of you that are conscious of your upper arms, I got you, mama. We also have the crew neck, so that you are comfortable with your limousine girlies and you can go everywhere and anywhere. We have no tags. Instead, I made sure that it was a print so that you have no reactions. There you go, my darlings. Are we living and loving? Beautiful cotton. Might I add that we ship internationally. We have it in our beautiful sky blue for a punch of color for spring. We also have it in cream, my darlings. Yes, yes, yes. And sizes small to 4X. I went out yesterday. Was it day before yesterday? And when I tell you the amount of compliments that I got, I screamed. I was like, is there something that I do not know? And I was so impressed with the amount of guys that said, I need this for my mom, I need this for my wife, I need it for my girlfriend, for my sister, for my cousins. And they just kept on asking. I was at the mall, and it was unbelievable. You can tuck her in. It's a long tee, and you will absolutely absolutely love her. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy. Yes, darlings, the links are below. Go ahead and get yours. If we sell out, I will order more. All right? Love you, and thank you. Mwah.
Hi guys, my name is ENITAN, hair coach. I am UK's first ever hair coach and a trichologist. We are a team of trichologists and hair coaches here in W6 London, and we help those who are desperate and have tried and everything else has failed. We look after those who have chronic scalp concerns, flaky itchy scalp that's been going on for many years. We help those that have hair loss that has progressed instead of improved, and we help those that just generally want to have a better understanding of better quality hair, length, volume, and reduce that dryness. Visit us by clicking